Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So on today's video we are going to be drafting an underbust corset pattern. So here we go. This part will be the shoulder part and the other part will be the armhole part. So you want to do this, you want to take your measuring tape and measure from your shoulder to your bust, which is 12. Keep in mind that I'm using my measurement so you don't get it confused. So from your shoulder again to your under bust, and then from your shoulder to your waistline. So what you want to do is take your hands, put it at the side of your waist, like on your belly side, and then bend. That part that bends with you, that's where your waistline is. So the difference is from your bust to underbust is 4, and from your underbust to your waistline is 4. If you're not getting 4 for 4 out of these things, then you have to recalculate. Yeah. You have to recalculate and do the right thing. So we have to get a straight line as straight as possible. So we're going to take that same measurement and put it on the other side of the pattern paper. So when we are ruling a straight line, it would be straight and not zigzaggy or bent. We're going to be labeling this bust line, under bust line, and waistline. That's how we're going to be labeling this. You guys remember to relax and have fun. You will make mistakes and those mistakes can be corrected. So yeah, that's why we're making a pattern. As we go on, we're going to take our shoulder measurement. Now my shoulder is 14, so 14 into 2 is 7. So I'm going to mark 7 on this part. Mark out 7. Yeah. And then we're going to go down by ½ an inch. That way we can get our shoulder slope. So we're just going to take our ruler now and draw like a slant line from where your point starts, from where the ruler ends, just to get that slope, and then you connect the lines together. So we're going to go to our bust line and go up by 2 inches and mark out that line there. So for you to get like a really straight line, because you're about to do something good, you're going to take that 7 from your shoulder, mark it down to where the 2 inches starts from. Then yeah, and then you can, when you draw your line down, you know where you're stopping and the line doesn't shift from where it's supposed to be. Everything goes according to plan. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here now. You want to make sure your lines are together and straight. So after doing that, that's where the point stops for the 2 inches that we marked. You're just going to go ahead and draw a horizontal line. Yeah. So I'm just giving this a curve, but you guys keep in mind that we don't need an armhole anything. We don't need anything on the upper part. I just wanted us to be able to draft like this pattern to go on with it. So we're going to measure our nipple to nipple point and divide that by 2. So my nipple to nipple point is 3.5. When you divide it into 2, 3.5. So you're just going to do that and then mark it and mark it all the way down. So just put down your 3.5, mark it from the top to the bottom of the lines, and then put those lines together. Yeah, you want to measure 1 inch downwards now, just like I'm doing right now, and then you want to measure 1/2 inch on both sides, which is on the waistline side you go 1/2 inch on one side and 1/2 inch on the other side. Just cross-checking here. And after that, you're going to take your ruler. On that point where you got your 1 inch, you're going to take your ruler and mark it down to your 1/2 inch on one side, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. And it's supposed to look like what it looks like when I am done with this. It's supposed to look like this. So now we're going to measure this lines here, and that gives you 3, right? So we're going to go from this point here, we're going to measure out 3 from that point and mark it out. Measure out 3 and mark it out, and you measure out 3 on the other side as well and mark it out. We are going to use our curved ruler, our French curve, to put the lines together. So you want to take from where your pyramid starts to where you marked out your 3 inches. So just watch what I do and let's not make any mistakes. Yay. So just put that down. Remember we're making a underbust corset, so we're just going to only be needing the under part. We're not going to be needing the top part. This is all we're going to be needing, you guys. Just the under part, just this part right here. That's what we're going to be needing. And then we're going to put all our measurements. So we're going to put in your bust measurement, and then you're going to put in 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Just gonna rule another line to make sure everything correlates, and then I can continue my measurements. So on that part, on the waistline part, you're going to measure your waist. Remember, you're dividing it by 4. Put down your waist measurement. We're going to put back the 1 inch that we took from that part right there. Put it. And then we're also going to put our 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Now we're just going to put the lines from the underside of it to the top side of it, just like I'm ruling here, from that part to that part. That's what you're going to put together. So after we're done doing that, it's time to cut. Now please, you guys, exactly how I'm cutting this, that's how you're going to cut it, so you don't make any mistakes or like do anything I wouldn't do. Okay, just look at what I'm doing, you guys. Okay guys, so this is what the front looks like so far, and we're going to use the front to do the back. But first we're going to mark out our zip allowance. So you can use 1.5 or you can use 1, depending on you. You can use 1.5 inch or you can just use 1 inch, depending on what you want really. And then you mark out that line. I forgot to label it zip, but I did later on. But that's your zipper part where the zip is going, and so you put the patterns close, like really close to the zip part. Remember that there is supposed to be like a 1-inch space there, so you're going to have to mark out like 1 inch, like the darts. You're going to have to mark out 1 inch on both sides. Just use your pen or anything you have, like a marker, and just mark out 1 inch on each side, just to be clear and sure that you've gotten your darts where they're supposed to be. So you guys, for this not to move too much, you're going to need your pin. So you just put your ruler on, like on top of the pattern, and rule a straight line. But let your hand not be as straight as it was the first time. Let it just slant just a little, give it a little slant. Yeah. After doing that, you want to trace the remaining places. Just build a box, really. That's what you're doing right now. You're building a box. So we're just going to make our darts now. Take the first line and then divide it into two. That's like one. You find the middle of what you've done, like half, and then mark out your dart. And that's just it for the back, really. That's it. And then you cut the same way I'm cutting, exactly the same way I am cutting. You guys, don't do what I wouldn't do. Exactly the same way I'm cutting, that's what you cut. And that's how you make your back, really. That's how you make the back pattern. So if you don't want to use the zipper side, you don't have to. You can make hoops instead, like we made in my previous video. Yeah, that's it for the patterns, you guys. So this is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. This is basically all the patterns. This is everything, you guys. Okay guys, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Don't forget to love yourself, because I love you. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Bye.